Hi, kids. We're back to Viking Adventure. Today, we start with this chapter, A String of Shells. Remember where we left yesterday? They found some natives on Vineland who attacked one of the groups. 2 men were wounded. Back on the ship, they were cared for and put to bed. The others sat on deck. Under a tent of sailcloth, they ate their evening meal. Aron had not gone ashore. He sat down by Sigurd and he asked, "Did you see the savages?" "Only one," said Sigurd. "Did you see the necklace?" said Aron. "What necklace?" asked Sigurd. "I heard the men telling of it," said Aron. "They told of a necklace that Halfred took from a savage." Others were talking of the necklace. Their words came to Gorm's ears. He said to Halfred, "You have not told me of this." "It is not worth the telling," said Halfred. "I think it may be," said Gorm. "We are waiting to hear." Halfred began slowly. "In the woods we came upon 3 savages. They were the first we had seen. 3 young men they were. One of them wore a necklace." "And then?" asked Gorm. "They ran," said Halfred. "I called out to them to stop. They would not. That was why I drew my bow against them." "You drew your bow against them while they were running away?" said Gorm. "Yes, I did," said Halfred. "I brought down the one who wore the necklace." Gorm sat up straight. "You killed the man?" "Yes," said Halfred. "But why?" asked Gorm. "I told you. He wore a necklace," said Halfred. "I thought it was made of pearls, the largest pearls I'd ever seen. But then I found it was worth nothing. It was only a string of white shells. I threw it away." There's Gorm. He didn't look very happy with Halfred. What a knucklehead Halfred is. I want to bonk him on the head. Go bonk. "You killed him for a string of shells," said Gorm. "If they had been pearls," said Halfred, "I would be as rich as a king." "So this is why these people did battle," said Gorm. "They might have been our friends. Now they are sure to be our enemies." Halfred got to his feet. "In my place, you would have done the same. Yet now you blame me." "Enough," said Gorm. "This is not the time or place to quarrel." "You will listen to me," said Halfred. "Long ago I knew there was a curse on this voyage. Now I tell you there is a curse on this land. If you are wise, you will turn toward home. You will not stay another day in the shadow of this land." Gorm was on his feet, and he stood taller than Halfred. "We have come a long way," he said. "I am not ready to leave so soon. This is a good land. I have seen only a small part of it, and I mean to see more." He told them of his plan. They would sail from the shore where the savages were their enemies. They would sail to a farther shore where they were not known. "We will build houses with a high fence around them," he said. "There we will be safe if the savages should come." "Are we to stay there always?" asked the sailor. "No," said Gorm. "Only until spring. The voyage was long, and winter will soon come upon us. If we sail for home now, winter storms will catch us in the open sea." "No!" shouted Halfred. "We shall not stay in this land. My dreams have told me—" "Enough," said Gorm. The 2 men looked into each other's eyes, and Halfred was the first to look away. The cliff. Here's the next one. The cliff. They sailed in the morning. Gorm steered toward the south. For 2 days they sailed, always in sight of the shore. On the morning of the 3rd day, they came to the mouth of a river. The sea was rough. A sharp wind blew. They sailed up the river and anchored there out of the wind. On both sides were high, rocky cliffs. Gorm looked up at them as if he were pleased. Since the quarrel, Halfred had kept to his room. Now he came up on deck. He spoke to Gorm as if they had never quarreled. "Why are we anchored?" "I like the look of these cliffs," said Gorm. "This may be the spot for our winter home." "Shall we go ashore together?" asked Halfred. "Yes, if you wish," said Gorm. They put out in one of the small boats, Gorm, Halfred, and a party of sailors. Sigurd was among them. They rowed until they came to a break in the cliffs. They left the boat there and climbed up through the break. When they reached the woods above, they walked quietly. They listened and watched, but they saw no savages. They saw no signs of any. Some of the men wanted to look for food. See what wild game you can find, said Gorm. Look for herbs, too, but take care. Let us stay so close together, stay so close that we can hear one another call. He said to Sigurd, Shall we explore together? Shall we explore along the cliff? I am ready, said Sigurd. Halfred came up behind them. I'm coming too, he said to Gorm. It will be good for the men to see us walking together. They will know that there is no longer a quarrel between us. They walked along the cliff. Far below was the river. The water was gray, the color of the sky. They climbed to a rocky point. Here is the place for our winter home, said Gorm. Here we can watch on all sides. Yes, said Halfred. No enemy can surprise us here. A high fence on one side will keep us safe, said Gorm. Next to the cliff, we need no fence. No enemy would climb this cliff. No, said Halfred. No one could climb it. And these rocks, said Gorm, we can use when we build our houses. Halfred had put his hand to his belt. He looked from side to side. Is something lost? Asked Gorm. Yes, my knife with the white bone handle. It was here in my belt. Now it is gone. Halfred said to Sigurd, Your eyes are sharp. Go back and see if you can find it. Sigurd did not want to go. He wanted to stay and explore with Gorm. There's Gorm and Halfred and Sigurd. This doesn't look good. Uh-oh. But Gorm said nothing. He had turned his back and was busy laying stones to mark where the fence would go. So Sigurd walked back. Farther and farther he walked as he looked on the ground for Halfred's knife. While he was looking, among the rocks and grass, he heard a sound. He listened. The sound came again, louder than before. It was a terrible cry. It was Gorm crying, Sigurd! Sigurd's mouth went dry. He turned and began to run. He ran back along the cliff to where he had left Halfred and Gorm. Gorm, began Sigurd. He called me. Halfred, where is Gorm? Halfred said nothing. He was looking over the cliff. Sigurd drew near the edge. He looked down. Far below, between the river and the foot of the cliff, was a strip of rocky sand. There on the rocks lay Gorm. Yikes! And that's where we're going to leave it tonight. More tomorrow. I can't wait. Oh, my goodness. What an unhappy ending of a chapter. See you then. Bye.